He's not on the ballot, but President Trump is drawing much of the fire in a Georgia congressional primary.
And 6 Democrats now are vying for the privilege of challenging Republican Congressman Rob Woodall in November. Doug Richards reports Democrats haven't won there since 1994, but now they think they can.
Atlanta Press Club.
Observe the field of 6 Democrats here, and you may notice one candidate is a white man. One is an African-American woman. 2 men are Asian American. 2 candidates are white women.
So one of the reasons I'm running is to be a strong check on President Trump and a check on his agenda.
And all of them have their sights set on the Republican in the White House, Donald Trump.
If impeachment is what it's called for, then I will be in full force behind that.
If President Trump makes an attempt to end the investigation prematurely, then we should be considering impeachment proceedings.
Georgia's 7th congressional district is rooted in Gwinnett and Forsyth counties, and Republicans have held it for 24 years. But in 2016, Republican Donald Trump won the 7th with only 51% of the vote, in a district where non-white residents now outnumber white residents.
It's always been one of the most diverse in the country.
Republican Rob Woodall has held the seat for nearly 8 years. Democrats have never clamored to run against him until now.
The most interesting question, sincerely, is going to be what kind of Democrat does the Democratic establishment in Gwinnett and Forsyth counties want? Are they going to elect a Zell Miller Democrat? Are they going to elect a Bernie Sanders?
Public college and universities tuition free to all Americans. I think that's a very important thing that Bernie Sanders talked about during the presidential election.
I absolutely support increasing the purchasing age for guns.
Appreciate it, and thank you.
Democrats had high hopes a year ago in the congressional district due west of Woodall's seat. Should you be nervous about the fall?
I don't think so.
Woodall thinks that election foreshadows the result in the 7th district this year. Doug Richards, 11 Alive News.